Rich people don't sleep 8 hours a day. That's a third of your life. It ain't but 24 hours in a day. You cannot be sleep 8 hours a day. You can't live in LA and wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. The stock market been open 2 hours. They already making decisions about your life and your ass was asleep. The Bible says, he who loves to sleep and the folding of hands, poverty will set upon you like a thief in the night.
Okay, so that was a controversial clip by Steve Harvey that's blowing up on the internet right now. Now I'm gonna play a short clip by Dan Pena. So let's have a listen to this.
If I left here the day after the seminar, I could have a board, a deal, financing, and a deal done in less than 30 days. Maybe 2 weeks. I don't like to work 20 hours a day anymore, but if I just work my normal 60, 70 hours a week, a month. Without even breaking a sweat. Just as you can. You'll be breaking a sweat though. You'll be doing, when Josh was, he had a 60-hour-a-week job, and he was doing QLA 70 hours a week. That doesn't give much room for sleep, does it? But you'll say, well, fuck, he was 17, 18. You don't need sleep when you're 17, 18. You already got a reason why you can't work 130, 40 hours a week, that you need sleep. He cut back to 3 hours a night sleep, the guy you just listened to, and then he couldn't take it. He only lasted a few weeks at 3 hours a night sleep, and so he had to go back to 4 hours. When you know, it's like when you were in lust with that person, you know, you wanted to fuck all night, fuck in the toilet, in the car, in the closet. When you figure out that every hour you sleep you're not making money, you'll never sleep again.
Every hour you sleep, you're not making money, you'll never sleep again. That's legit, man. I like that. And he's right. I mean, while you're asleep, somebody else is making money. Somebody else is working harder than you. You know, it's a competition. And, you know, that's all that Steve Harvey is saying. I don't know why these snowflakes are getting triggered. That's all Steve Harvey is saying, that it's a competition. And if you want to be rich, you have to be at the top of your game. Every single rich, successful person had to make sacrifices. If you're not even willing to sacrifice your sleep time in order to be successful, then you don't deserve a damn thing. You don't deserve anything out of life. And these are the same people who complain about, oh, you know, rich people, they're so greedy, they're so selfish. Well, you're not even willing to make that change. You want to be Mr. Humanitarian. You want to be a rich guy that's not greedy, that's not selfish. Okay, you make the sacrifice and you go out there and you help the needy, you help the poor. But you guys ain't willing to do that. It's easy to sit there and complain. It's hard to actually make the sacrifice. And that's a problem with people nowadays. They're not willing to do that. They're not willing to make the sacrifices in order to be successful. You can't be sleeping 8 hours a day. You shouldn't be. Not until you've established yourself. Once you've established yourself, that's different. But when you're trying to get yourself somewhere in life, when you're trying to establish yourself, get your feet off the ground, there's no way you should be sleeping 8 hours a day. I agree with Steve Harvey 100% on that. Yeah, you want to be an average Joe, by all means go sleep 8 hours a day. But if you want to be somebody, you want to be successful, you got to cut back on that sleep, man. You have to. You have to. There's too much potential in you guys. You know, and I'm saying that for myself too. Because if you're sleeping 8 hours a day and you don't accomplish your goals, guess what? You got nobody else to blame but yourself. Now, let's get into the comments here, because there's some comments here that I want to have a look at of what people are saying about this whole Steve Harvey situation. So let's read this one here. Steve Harvey needs to shut the F up about everything forever. Insufficient sleep has a demonstrably negative effect on blood pressure. Black people have highest rates of hypertension in the world. They sleep weak grind mentality is gonna have folks stroking out. Are you kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me? So now if you don't sleep like a baby, you're gonna end up having a stroke. You see what we're dealing with here? This is the kind of people we're dealing with here. Any excuse to not be lazy, to have a work ethic, to have some ambition, they don't want it. They do not want it. They're lazy. And they won't even admit to it. That's the thing with me. I'm guilty. I'm guilty of being lazy. You know? But at least with me, I admit that yes, I am lazy and I need to change. These people, they ain't never gonna get nowhere because they don't even want to admit. They don't even want to admit that yes, I am the problem. Yes, I am lazy. Yes, I do need to work hard. Yes, I do lack work ethic. They don't even want to admit that. Any excuse, oh, I'm gonna have a stroke. I mean, this is ridiculous. Let's check out some more of these comments because you see this all the time. You see this crap all the time. You know, I don't care for what Steve Harvey talking about. I'm getting my 8 hours of sleep. I'm not married to a scammer that has me working 20 jobs just to keep a... Okay, get your 8 hours of sleep. Get your 8 hours of sleep and be a loser for the rest of your life. Go ahead, do it. You know, do it. Steve Harvey said that you can't be successful if you're sleeping 8 hours a day. And I effing agree. You need 12 hours. 8 hours at night and then 4 hours throughout the day via various naps that range 15 minutes to 2 hours. What are you, a baby? This is a man? More like a man-child. More like a snowflake. More like a little wimp. I mean, these people are not willing to make sacrifices. They're not. You know, and this garbage, 1.2k likes, 800 likes on that crap. This first 5,000 likes. You know, that tells you what's wrong with this generation. They have zero work ethic. Zero. You know? And, you know, I got a lot of problems with even what people are teaching in the online communities, you know, like the online e-commerce business, you know, kind of communities, because what they're doing, they're telling people that they should have a 4-hour work week. And I almost bought into that crap. It's a load of nonsense. The 4-hour work week is a load of complete and utter nonsense. Why would you work 4 hours? Because you're lazy. You know? Why the hell would I want to work 4 hours a week? You know? Why? What the hell are you going to be doing? You're not going to be doing anything productive. You want to outsource everything. Okay, outsource. Of course you're going to have to outsource. But that's the thing. With the time that you have, you fill that time doing some productive. You know? That's how you progress. What's the point of living if you're not making any progress? What's the point? You know? But these guys, they're going to look back on their life and they're going to say, I wasted it. I pissed it away. I'm an honest guy. Up to this point, right now, I've pissed my entire life away. I have. I have pissed my entire life away. And let me tell you something. Most of you guys watching this video, you did exactly the same thing. You pissed your life away. But you guys ain't gonna admit that. And that's the problem. What we're lacking, even the first step, brutal honesty. Brutal honesty. We're lacking that. Most people ain't gonna admit to that. And most people are failures. Okay? Most people are failures. And most people are failures not because of anybody else, but themselves.